And welcome to another episode of Spoiler Kings. It's
What is
me,
up?
Brian the Grizzly, here with Brandman Brandon. How you doing, bruh?
Pretty good. How about you?
You know what? It's been a very busy weekend, but I cannot complain. Did you see House of the
Very good.
Dragon? Did you see?
Oh man, yeah.
episode?
Actually, started in on it this morning. Got through about half of it. Came home, and then just restarted it from the beginning over dinner.
I watched it last night. So I got home from the Bears game, and I was like, all right, I'm feeling all right. So let's go do something else. So I ended up watching it last night, and man, all right. Before we get into it, Jamie says to start off, I'll say these black characters need better wigs.
You said it. How you doing, Jimmy? By the way.
Oh man, that
I
is
can get with
so right. It's like who found that mop? And you just braided it, huh? You just braided a mop into his hair. You said these wigs are straight out of the French Revolution or something. Oh man, that's hilarious. That was like, wasn't it like a pilot again? Wasn't it like watching the first episode all over again?
You know, I think that's a great way of looking at it. Now that you mention it, I kind of had something subconsciously in the back of my mind. Like this almost feels like an introductory.
Yep.
I definitely, yeah, I can definitely get with that. It almost felt like a pilot or the initial episode almost.
It's exactly what it was weird because you had to reintroduce characters. My wife was like, "So wait a minute, what is that? What's going on?" It's like, I don't know any of these people. I was like, "You do. You just don't realize that you do. It's funny."
Yep, I felt the exact same way. That's an excellent way of describing what was going on this episode.
First thing I'm gonna ask you, what are things you liked about this episode?
I really liked the way it started. I liked the stuff they did with the dragons. I liked the sparring scene was pretty cool. That was intense.
Oh my goodness, that was really intense.
That was really good. The ending, holy crap! Did not expect that. I like that it kind of focused on like kind of characters we haven't seen too much of, as much as say like Damon or like the others. So like it was cool to see that be the primary focus. It really the show, and hell, even with Game of Thrones, it's always done very, very good with the ensemble element and focusing on like individual characters and having everyone have very much their own arc. So that was really cool. That was really cool to see this time. It exposed you to more secondary characters in depth, and yeah, I really appreciated that. I think that was probably my favorite thing about this episode.
Did you, I'm not going to ask you the question. I'm going to say from me how I felt. I felt like we were giving a lot more characters, like their values and of the characters we've known. Like Rhaenyra is different. You see how she has changed and who she is. I don't like her that much. Just, as much as I liked her before, I don't like her anymore. Laenor, totally different, very similar to who he was, but just very aloof. It was weird even seeing them. The fact that he's still alive is like, what the hell? How King, like you passed out at their wedding 10 years later, he's still around? Like, do they know they have the fountain in use or something like that? I mean, he looks terrible. Right? He looks like the Tales of the Crypt Keeper, but that's not the point. He's still alive. Like later, he was like walking around like a bones, like, hey. I'm like, what? How are you still alive? It doesn't make sense.
The scene where he he's staggered in, hammered, wasted was pretty amusing to me.
But then once again, Damon. So Damon's been away for 10 years.
Mhm.
That was interesting, and seeing how his character and what he's done and how he's changed. And then
Yeah.
you see Lady Lena. I mean, you see her, and they've been out just chilling for 10 years without a home, just traveling, like the Partridge Family,
Yep.
just straight up. And I, all that was really interesting because we had to get an introduction to all those characters all over again,
Mhm.
and all their characters have changed a little bit. I mean, even Allison, wow, she definitely has changed. She was
Yeah.
like, as soon as Rhaenyra is done giving birth, she's like, "Hey, bring the baby to me."
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that was crazy.
That commanding presence of hers on this episode was really great to watch. She was just not here for the BS.
Yeah, but then she got herself in some trouble now. Now she's
True.
like, I don't know. She allowed. I mean, I can't believe that they got that fire. I can't believe that fire. Like, really? But we'll get to that. All right,
Yeah.
tell me some things that you didn't like.
I think that as much as I liked certain elements, like with like the dragon, like I mentioned, the sparring scene, some of the stuff kind of culminating at the end, it almost felt like there was almost too much going on, and some of that stuff could have been further explored in separate episodes.
I agree.
I think that it even though we're so used to things, so many things happening at once on House of the Dragon, on Game of Thrones, it was one of the more convoluted kind of not well almost one of the more jam packed episodes. Not convoluted, but a little packed, like overly busy, I'd say.
Okay. See what James says. I don't know how I feel about Ray Ray. She kind of gives me a Cersei feel. I can hear you. I hear you. The things I didn't like. I think part of it was did those dragons look almost too fake to you guys?
I think I might have said this after watching the first episode that some of the CG was a little dodgy to me. Like it gave me Dragonheart vibes. I remember saying that.
Yeah.
To answer that question, Jimmy, I'd say it's kind of hit or miss. Some of it looks very good to me. Others, it's a little off sometimes. But I didn't stop to think about that too much this episode. I think I may have just kind of tuned it out. I might have to rewatch it and give the dragons another look. But the CG for the dragons has been kind of hit or miss.
One thing before I get to more things I didn't like, I want to say one thing I really did like was how they used the same story that Viserys had, and with his wife, and put Daemon in the same exact situation. Mm-hmm. And Daemon stood by his wife. He was like, "No, you cannot cut the baby out of her. I want her. I need her." But she's a badass. And you can't control it. She's out looking for her dragon, telling her dragon to burn her alive.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Like, what the hell? Like, that had me like, holy crap.
Lady Lena ain't no joke, man.
No. This was good. It definitely showed probably Daemon at his most sympathetic this episode.
I think it just shows the difference between Daemon and his brother. I mean, that's just one of those things that you see. He's not starving to have an heir. He's not trying to do that. But Viserys is like, I needed an heir. The kingdom needs an heir. Cut my wife open, and he's never been the same.
Yeah.
That's just.
I agree.
That was crazy, and seeing it made me feel like Daemon is going to be so important later on in all these episodes.
Absolutely.
Are you surprised? like about how they really treated Lenore, like, and how we all see he's black, and she's okay with having this a white child with black hair.
No, I'm not.
I was like, wow, and then Allison was just like, maybe one day you have one that looks like you.
Mhm.
I mean, that was cold
Yeah,
blood.
that was nasty. I think I even like once you said that, I like audibly went, "Dang." That was cold.
I think I yelled, "Burn!"
Mhm.
uh, he said, that dragon did not want to do it. He did not.
No,
He looked at her. He looked like he loved her. He like she's the one that he's with, and that was her dragon, and he did not want to do it, but he did it because he followed her lead, and I thought that was really interesting too.
yeah, you definitely saw the reluctance in him.
What do you think
Which was
about
cool.
how Alicent is going to be now that Rhaenyra has left the castle?
Um, harder, probably a lot more cynical, uh, potentially even colder. I'd say. I think those are the top three. I'd say. I
I
think that
she's going to
that'll
push.
probably
She's going to push
yeah
her thumb.
that'll yeah I think that's gonna come out like in spades in the next couple episodes.
Yeah,
Because what do we
Aegon
have
is
like
going to be.
4 more to go?
Yep, but Aegon's going to be pushed to be here. He doesn't even want it. He doesn't even want it, and she's going to push it. And basically she was like, if you don't want it, you're going to die. Rhaenyra is going to kill you because she's not going to have any anyone coming up and giving options to not be on the throne. So she's going to kill everybody else. So it's like either you do it or die.
Yep.
That was kind of messed up. Said Daemon doesn't exactly have the same pressure to have an heir. Sure, he has pressure. We probably didn't have advisors remind him that all the time.
Mm,
That's very true.
true.
But also it looks like he loves his wife more, even though you can see how the marriage was kind of starting to dissolve because she was tired of being on the road, and she's like, I want to
Yeah.
go home, and that was just interesting.
Oh yeah. This was very much on the rocks relationship for sure.
How cold do you feel like that was? Like how cold the get so sending away the head of the guard, whatever, send him away with her father was his father, and then locking them up and burning them alive. That was just vicious.
Yeah. That was like so many moments on this show, man. Like just had me going like, holy crap! Like damn, like that is scandalous. That is cold. Um, definitely. Like this, I think that's one of my favorite things about it overall. Just how many like holy shit moments there are. You
Uh,
know.
what's his name? I can't remember the one the son that is now Allison's advisor, the one that told her before about Rhaenyra getting the tea. What's his name again? I always keep on forgetting what his name is.
The one with
The one who burned everyone alive.
yeah. I'm trying to remember.
This is Stefan.
I think you might be right.
Is it Sir Stefan? I feel like that's what it was. But is that? I'm not sure. But if someone knows, please either throw it up there. Throw it out there. No, it's Larys. It's Larys. Larys. It's Larys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does Larry's. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was yeah, I totally blanked out on that one.
Larys Strong. So he is the real villain of this entire episode, isn't he? He's the one who like sets everything up. He's the one that set the wedge between Alicent and Rhaenyra. He's the one who killed Rhaenyra's baby's father, baby daddy, and burned him alive and killed the hand. and killed the hand. Wow. To get Otto back there too.
Yeah, he's a sneaky little prick, especially on this one.
Yeah, this is crazy. So where do you think we go in the next episodes?
You know, that's what I always ask myself at the end of each episode. And every time I speculate something, I end up wrong. And I kind of like that I end up wrong because it's the unpredictability. I am not sure. I'm not sure what this is going to mean for Damon. I'm not sure, where we're going to go with like Larry's, what he's going to do next.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if I can answer that right now. Yeah, how about you though?
Was it Larry's father? Wasn't that his father and brother? Yes, he killed his own father and brother. That was so messed up. I think Rhaenyra is going somewhere. I think Damon is going to come back into the picture. And I think, as I've always said, Rhaenyra and Damon are going to. Damon's no longer be looking for the throne, but I think he's going to help Rhaenyra with the throne because they are the same people. They are single-minded. If that's whatever they want, that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to end up joining together. I think Alicent's going to be back with her father, so they're going to be joined together, and there's going to be a true, just two parts of a civil war, and it's going to be the most powerful families fighting off. Because remember, Corlys has his family that's going to be on Rhaenyra's side. Because now you got Daemon, you got Laenor, you got all of them on that side, right? And then you're going to have Alicent with the House of Hightower on the other side. And I think that's what's going to really be splitting up. And the rest of the kingdom that wants a male heir on the throne. And I think we're going to finally see lines being designed and being drawn in the sand. And we're going to see. We thought we saw bloodshed before. We're going to see some real bloodshed soon.
And that said, do you think that'll kick off on the next episode and then span the rest of this season?
Exactly. I think it'll kick off in the end of the next episode, episode 7, and then the last 3 episodes will be about what the hell's going on. Mm-hmm. And I believe it's episode 7 or 8. Sirius is going to have to die.
That I can see for sure.
Yeah, I think he has to be it. But we're getting that foundation being set. I think the next episode starts the foundation of a civil war: Targaryen versus Hightower. This is it.
Yeah, I can get with that.
I think this is where we're going to end up getting. This is happening. And you can see it, and it's been coming up all the time. And the fact that now Rhaenyra doesn't have like a lover, quote unquote, though she has a husband, she doesn't have a lover. She's going to be focused on one thing and one thing only. Because did you notice how embarrassed she was that she was like lactating during the meeting?
Yeah, I remember that.
She's going to be focused on being one thing, and that's queen.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be very interesting. I think we're going to have a lot of bloodshed, and I wouldn't be surprised if by the episode 10, Alicent is killed by Rhaenyra.
Huh.
Those best friends that start off with best friends, there could have been more. I don't know. There's been a lot of that going on in this entire episode, all these episodes, but I think one's going to have to kill the other.
Yeah. Now that sinks in, yeah, I could see it culminating in that.
Yeah. Boy, this is going to be great. So Jimmy says no. So I think Alicent lives, but her oldest child is killed. I can see her oldest child running away because he really doesn't want it.
I could see either or. I'm kind of leaning toward her oldest child getting killed. I think that would fit more in the tone of the show.
If the oldest child's killed, I'm going to say it's the second child that does it. It's going to be the second child that does it. And that's how we're going to end the Civil War. Mm-hmm. But this is gonna be interesting. I think this has been an interesting like series, and every week I'm interested to see where they go. Though this felt like a pilot episode again, or like that first episode again, it kind of drew me back in, and I'm happy to or excited to see where we go from here.
Definitely, yeah, and once again, yeah, I definitely agree. It definitely felt like a beginning.
Yeah, with new characters all over again. Do you think we get more flashbacks?
At this point, I don't really think we might not need any at this point. We might not need any more at this point.
So I'm thinking it's the last time we saw the teenage Alicent and teenage Rhaenyra.
I feel like it. I feel like the next final 4 episodes are going to be just advancing the plot, moving forward.
I thought I watched IMDb and that they're in 9 episodes, so I feel like there has to be a flashback somewhere.
You think so? I think there could be. They might not necessarily need it at this point.
Ooh, look at this one. This is pretty good, Jimmy. I take it back. I think Rhaenyra has Alicent's father die by dragon fire. You burn my baby daddy, I burn your daddy. That's cold. That's cold. Before we go, I do want to say this one thing. It was very tough to watch the child, Rhaenyra's oldest son, ask, "Was that guy my dad?" And her just had to say, "No, you are a Targaryen." Like, that was tough to watch, and I did not enjoy seeing that.
Yeah, that was probably one of the rougher scenes of the show as a whole.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially the acting on the kid's part.
Yeah,
he really sold that.
And even the teasing, all that stuff that made sense, and I can't believe the how we saw Alicent's son. How first seeing Aegon, he's sitting there looking like Homelander at the end of season 2 of The Boys. I was like, is he really doing that outside the window? Is this really happening?
I did a double take on that. I'm like, dude, for real?
I was like, you don't have any. You don't have a concubine. You don't sleep with your bathers. I know.
You're just doing that shit out in the open.
And to remove an obstacle, Alicent poisons the king to officially go full force against Rhaenyra. Woo! You don't even got poison the king. He's about to die now. He's like on his last breath. Like I'm telling you, he looks like the Crypt Keeper. He literally looks like the Crypt Keeper. Yeah. Every day, like all you gotta do is just not give him enough water, and he's gonna die. That's it.
He's pretty much a walking corpse. Yeah.
Exactly what he is right now. But what's interesting is that he's on there for 9 or 10 episodes too. So it's possible that he doesn't die to the end.
Yeah, I don't see him lasting the whole season.
I can't wait to see what happens. I'm so interested in seeing where we go from here. I'm hoping to see the Civil War get set up before we just get into fighting. So that's my hope. This is where I'm trying to go with, but we'll see.
I feel like there's got to be some payoff in that regard before the season ends.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
You got anything else for this thing? Anything else you think might happen?
I'd say that kind of wraps it up in terms of my thoughts for this season. Like I said, I'm cautiously predicting things because I'm always wrong. The next episode.
Who cares? Like being wrong, you just like whatever. Writers are better than me. That's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's about where I'm at with this new episode.
Ain't nobody trying to assassinate Jimmy Carter and the Barbers. Andy, you're something else. Here's a good question. I should have brought this one up. Do Daemon and Rhaenyra end up together? What do you think?
I don't know about that one. No, I don't. That's going to be a no for me.
I think they're definitely
Really?
definitely end up together. Yeah, because Lenore is going to die in battle, and it's just going to be them two left, and they're going to end up together. And all their kids is going to look like a family. It's going to look like Full House or Step by Step. It's going to have just random kids everywhere. The Brady Bunch. Yeah, that's something like that. Like even the father that you thought was your father is not your father because you got the milkman was your father, and it's gonna be craziness all over the place. And I think they end up together anyway. Either they end up together or they marry their kids off to each other. You know, like because Damon has all girls, and they have she has all boys, and she marries them off to Damon's daughters. Yeah, says, just wait until one of the raised kids walk up to the black guy and say, "You ain't my daddy. I ain't gotta listen to you." Oh, wow, this is bad.
I like that.